Hey guys, what's going on? What's going on? This is your man Elmer, and I'm here with Mr. Diaz.
What's
I hope
going
you
on,
guys
man?
are having a wonderful Saturday day. Today is Saturday, April 13th. Wow, this is
April
crazy.
13 already.
You believe that, man? We're
Already.
halfway through the month almost, man.
Already, bro. Can you believe that shit? And we're still, hey, we were talking off the air about we're still here.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. We're still here. The eclipse happened. The lunar eclipse happened,
I'm still here, man.
and we're still here.
So I
We're
guess I should
still
put my
like,
money back in the bank then. The $5 that I had, I can go take it back.
what are you gonna do, man, with all that food you bought? Because I heard you was gonna go buy a bunch of food.
It's
Got to bring it back to the food bank now.
a bunch of corn,
Uh, no, it was definitely
chili.
this past week, man. It was definitely a crazy week, man. With social media and everybody making up a whole bunch of, you know, embuste,
Bunch of
you know,
stories, man.
a bunch of stories. I'm
Yeah.
happy to say we're still here. So nothing happened. I mean, I
Yeah.
did have to call a few people, make sure they were still here, but I didn't get a voicemail. They picked up the phone, so that was good, I guess. There was no rapture.
Yeah. Because if they're going, there's no way they could have left you behind. You should have went too.
Uh, that's for sure. But nah, for real, man. It was definitely some week, you know. Did you get to see the lunar eclipse, man?
Not at
You
all,
didn't see
man.
it? You were sleeping.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm usually getting up around that time to get ready to go to work.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I didn't really. It was just more shadow than anything. It was like somebody walked in front of a light bulb. To oh, those, oh, this is it. My
How
oldest
did you
daughter was
sleep?
out. My oldest daughter was outside laying down on the grass, man, trying to take pictures of this shit.
Well, I hope you got
That
some
was
good
so.
pictures. I
I don't think so.
what was I doing? Actually, I was working on my car. Um, I was under the hood. I was doing
Yeah,
some repairs on my work van, and thank God it didn't got dark like it was supposed to. I
yeah.
had plenty of sunlight, to, you know, to so I
Uh,
could work on my car. So I mean, I don't know, man. I was scratching my head off, right before the lunar eclipse, because
the solar
man,
solar eclipse.
the solar eclipse, because I
Hmm.
heard so many stories,
The
and there was a lot of people putting fear into
fear.
creating
What do they call?
fear.
They call them fear mongers. Fear mongers. They
Yeah,
everything. Yeah. And
and
anything that happens like this, they look at the Mayan calendar, the Aztec calendar, the zodiac calendar, all the calendars except the ones that we really got to look at. Ours.
man, it was
Uh,
definitely crazy, but
they were
you
looking
know.
at all kinds of calendars and saying, this is the sign of end of times, and yeah, well, yeah, man, it's just a lot, man.
You
It's
know,
just too much.
I don't pay attention to none of that stuff, man. To be honest with you, I mean, I read the Bible, and I know there's a lot of prophecies, and towards the end of times, a lot of things are going to happen. But I already know they're going to happen. So, you know,
Yeah.
main events don't shock me. They don't surprise me because I'm a great believer, and I know it's written, and I think
Hmm.
that whenever something that has been prophesied is going to happen, it's not going to give us a sign. It's just going to happen.
It's just gonna happen,
It's
bro.
just going to happen. It's going to, you know what I'm saying? It's
Uh,
it's just it's just going to be like that, and you know, going into something that has been predicted, by science, and they
mhm,
tell you, oh, it's gonna get dark and expect this a certain time. Why am I gonna worry about that?
mhm.
It's meant to happen. We already know it's gonna happen.
Just live your
So,
life, man.
so just
just,
just live your life. Don't let
just live
people
your life.
put fear on you, man. Just
But that's the
it's
problem, man.
just
You
a
know that
normal day, man. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's been established centuries and thousands of years ago, fear, 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 and when something like this happens, when it happened back then, they didn't even have explanations for it, so that's pretty much how it starts. They're like,
Mhm.
oh, what's that? Oh, I think God's mad at us, so he covered
Like
the
if
light,
there
the light.
was thundering, they're like, "Oh, the gods of the rain
Yeah,
are angry
so,
at us."
yeah, they take and run with it, man. And I just say, man, live your life, man. If you're living a nice, thorough life, man, and going about your business, man. I mean, I'm not saying don't have faith or anything like that, man, but at the same time, that stuff, it's gonna make you do some weird things, man. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just like you live my life, man, and you know, read the Bible whenever you got to read the Bible, and pray and have a little faith. You know,
Oh, I have a
um,
lot of faith.
yeah. But yeah, people were just doing some weird stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Taking money out the bank and gathering people. Let's get ready. Ready for what? It's it's a
It's
solar
so
eclipse.
solar eclipse, We've
Yeah,
been waiting for this. It's like, I can't imagine like what are people going to be talking about when it happens again. I don't know if we're going to be around or not, but it's supposed to
Mm.
happen again in the year 42. Is it 42 or 45? Something like that. They said,
I don't know,
so it's the same thing.
man.
It's something that
Yeah,
it has been predicted for a long time,
yeah.
and w- even though that we known for a long time, people were still
Hmm.
freaking out, or people
Yeah.
still were finding ways to scare people, to
Hmm.
input fear in their lives,
Hmm.
and I tell you, man, fear is your worst enemy because a lot of people
Hmm.
do things that are incoherent
Yeah.
because of acting out of fear, because they
Yeah.
heard from someone that has a stage
Hmm.
and said something that this is going to happen. Like they
Hmm.
were linking, the small earthquake that we had
Oh yeah.
in New Jersey. They were linking it with what was going to happen with the solar eclipse. It's just, I mean, it just blows my mind, man. I just
But
I'm
here's the
like, you
thing,
know what? Let me just fix my car. My car needs repair. Let me just do it. By the way,
and nobody hold on, but nobody's saying that these stuff isn't a nice thing. It's once in some lifetimes,
I mean, yeah, it was
event.
beautiful. It was
It's
beautiful. I
nice,
mean, yeah,
but
yeah,
don't take it as fear. Like fear that something's gonna happen or the end of
yeah,
the world,
yeah,
or
yeah.
I first of all, I can't even afford a bunker, so that's not gonna happen. Don't tell me to go get a bunker.
You're
You
screwed
know,
because you don't even got a
20
basement in
days before
Florida.
this eclipse happens. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do that.
Mhm. I think
You know.
what, man. I think that's a great subject. I think that's one day we gotta talk
What
about fear,
preppers?
man. No fears, fear.
Oh, fear. Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
yeah, yeah, man. Oh
We're
my
gonna go
god,
down that
man.
rabbit hole.
Oh,
We're
it's
gonna get
deep.
lost.
No, it's deep, man. I have read a couple books, man, that talk about fear, man, and fear is actually our worst enemy, But
Let me tell you
that's a
something, man.
topic for another day.
You don't gotta read for that, man. All you gotta do is just turn on CNN, Fox News. You got
they,
enough fear
they'll,
for that.
they'll inject fear in your life, man.
They'll
They
inject
inject
fear
fear in your
right
soul, your
directly into your
mind,
veins.
everything wrong.
Yeah,
The news, man.
it's
But
incredible.
I was gonna tell you, yeah, during
Mhm.
the solar eclipse, I was working on my car, man. I feel so proud of myself, save myself $400-500.
When are you gonna when are you gonna fix it again? Because I'm sure it's fucking parked somewhere.
That thing is running like a baby, man.
You
No,
sure?
man, for real, it is. It's actually running like if it
What
was
what
brand
was wrong
new.
with it?
A fuel injector,
Oh,
right?
the fuel
But
injector.
this
Okay.
is the crazy story. I got to tell you this story, bro. So one of the fuel injectors went, and I replaced. Well, at first I thought it was the coil because it was giving me a misfire.
Yeah.
So I replaced the coil, and it turned out that when I put everything back together, it was the problem still, it was still there. I'm like, oh man, so it has to be like a fuel line or a fuel
Mhm.
injector because it was giving me a misfire on cylinder one. And it just happens that the cylinder that's giving me the misfire is right under the intake. So I had to remove the whole intake from the van to just replace that thing. But anyways, to make a long
I
story
would have
short,
stopped.
I go to the auto parts, right? And I am Now remind you, my work van, it's pretty old. It's a 1999 Toyota Sienna. It's
That's
pretty
pretty.
old. I paid $1,000 for it. But anyways, uh, listen to the stories. I go to the auto part. I said, listen, so I am looking for a fuel injector. Yeah, I got two over here in stock. I said, all right, how much are they? $199
Man, you
for a fuel
crazy, man.
injector.
For a 90 what?
99 the-
I can't
99
imagine a 2024, bro.
bro. I was like, oh man. So I paid $1,000 for the van. Here we are. We have a part that's $199. It's probably this small. So I'm like, all right. So I said, okay.
Plan B.
I, I was like, I'll be back. I gave him that story. I'll be back.
I
And
gotta go check something out real quick.
let me go get my wallet. And I sat in my car right at the park in the parking lot at the auto part, and I said to myself, I'm like, no, what the hell? I'm gonna take a chance. So I checked on Pick and Pull. So Pick and Pull is, it's this junkyard. We have two here in Rhode Island, one in
Mm,
Cumberland and the other one in Johnston. They have a lot of vehicles. So luckily, they had the van I have, right? So
oh,
I'm
they
like,
had it.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, what the hell? Let me just go over there. So I go over there, and the guy tells me, "Oh yeah, it just came in, so it should be, like you
Mhm.
should have a lot of parts." I was like, "Yeah, that's what's up. That's what I'm looking for." So I go over there, and I pulled out the fuel injectors. I paid $2 to come, to go in the junkyard. The whole parts cost me $11, right? And luckily, check this out. Luckily, one of the fuel injectors that I pulled out was brand new, bro.
Oh,
Looked like he hadn't been there long. Now I grabbed it. I was like all excited. Bah. I paid for it $11, bro. From $199, I paid $11 plus $2 interest. That was $13, bro. $13.
thank God for that eclipse.
Meanwhile, the eclipse is happening. The eclipse is happening.
Going out of business sale. Everybody, the eclipse.
It was almost like a Black Friday for me, bro.
Everything must go. The eclipse is happening.
So I get
I'm
back
sure.
to
I'm
my
sure it was
house.
a mistake.
So I get back to my house. I start taking things apart. Pa, pa, pam. Bro, I put everything on. One of my daughters kept on sending me pictures, of what was happening above
Mhm.
me. And I was under the hood. I changed my fuel injectors. Pa. I'm like, all right, God, please.
Please, eclipse.
Make the miracle happen. So I turn on my car, man. Oh, like a
Smooth. Huh?
baby, bro. Like a baby. I
Imagine
even,
you would have bought. Imagine you would have bought the parts,
bro,
and
$199.
and then and then somebody told you, "Hey, you could have probably got that at the pick and pull over there." For
Well, you know what it is, man? I I didn't have fuel.
there's a fire sale because of the eclipse, right?
Listen,
Your neighbor's just telling you as he's drinking his coffee.
everything's on sale right now because it's about to be the end of the world.
Doesn't he? Did you know there's an eclipse? Everything's on sale.
I tell you, man. So, I was amazed, man. Once that I started that car, beautiful, bro. So I saved myself about, between the parts and
Mm,
labor, honestly, about $600.
that's crazy,
That's
man.
what Superman comes in.
Sure.
That's the difference between ser un hombre útil y ser
Yeah.
inútil. Si tú eres un
Yeah.
inútil, no vas para ningún lado, papá. That's why
Yeah.
it's funny.
Translation: man of useful or non-useful.
Yeah,
Is that
inútil
correct?
o no inútil.
Yeah.
You
Be
got
a
to
man
be.
that's useful and a man that is not useful.
The other day, someone
Plus the
called
fire
me.
sale of the eclipse at Pick and Pool.
I got called the other day a jack of all trades. I'm like, yup, that's me. I know a little bit of everything. I'll build you
Yeah.
a house. I'll give you an oil
Yeah.
change. I'll do anything.
All in
hasta, la,
one day.
hasta la plomería.
All in one day.
Oh man, but nah, man, for real, man. I was excited. That happened Monday, so yeah, man. I was pretty excited, man. I got my
That's good.
van running like 100%. Listen, I was so excited. I went back to the auto part after I fixed it,
Mm.
and I ended up doing an oil change and all that stuff. I had plenty of money left. I spent
You
11
should,
$13 on the junkyard, got me some new
can you
new parts.
can you
So hey
can
man,
you
I
give
was
me the
like,
balance
yeah,
on my can you give me
I was so
can you give
happy
me
I
the
could have gave
can you give me
somebody
the
else an
cash
oil
balance?
change.
You check how much I have left.
Nah, for real, bro. It was good things, man. So see, it wasn't so bad, man. I stayed positive during the
Yeah.
eclipse. I
My,
had a good day, man. I mean, other
my day
people were
wasn't
probably
that
freaking out. I was happy. Mhm.
yeah, my day wasn't that exciting. I didn't get a chance to go to the pick and pool and pick parts for 50 cents on a dollar.
You ever been? You ever? I mean, I know you're not into like mechanical stuff, but you ever been to I'm sure you've been to a junkyard, right?
Yeah, yeah, but I've been to plenty of junkyards, but
Doesn't that shit
I
feels good though?
no, it does not.
Ah, come on, man. What
I'm
what
not.
type of guy are you?
I'm the probably the
What
inuti
type
no
of guy are
inuti. I mean, I'm not gonna say I won't try changing something. I'm not
I'm
into
gonna
that.
bring
You know what I
Tony to the junkyard next time I go.
mean? My
I'm gonna bring
nails.
I'm gonna bring pepperoni Tony to the junkyard. But no,
Uh,
I love going to the junkyard, man. It's pretty good.
I used to go with my uncle, a lot. My dad used to go a lot. But as a kid, maybe, because you're running around, getting into cars and
Hell yeah, yeah.
messing up what's already messed up. You know what I mean? But I'm not into that stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Bro, that sounds
I'm not
fun.
afraid to work on a car. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
If I have to, I gotta do it. But let's be honest. If I could pay somebody to go
Oh,
ahead
I
and do it,
right,
just
you're right. So
yeah,
I just told you, man. I saved literally that job, right? That
yeah.
job would have cost me between 400. That's no parts, just the labor. It would have cost
Hmm.
me around $400 because I used to have a shop, so I know the prices. So it would have cost me around $400.
Hmm.
Plus, if they wouldn't have put the part that I did, you know what I'm saying? Because they got to give
Hmm.
you warranty on their job, so they wouldn't
Yeah,
done like what I did. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to take chances, man. And I was like,
yeah. I
I
guess
went to the junkyard, bro, and I found a brand new um um what I got
the
a
the
fuel
coil.
injector.
Yeah,
No,
fuel
a
injector.
fuel
Yeah.
injector. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it was just I acted. I acted. I think I acted right.
I
Hopefully.
went I went to the junkyard and found a mechanic. Can somebody
Hey,
replace this part for me?
that will be a good place to go if you want to find a cheap mechanic. You go to the junkyard and look for one.
Yeah, mechanics are
Otherwise,
amazing though, man, because they
otherwise they will rape you.
and not in that sense.
Not literally, but no. I'm gonna give you guys. I shouldn't say that because um, man, what the hell? I'll say it anyways.
Just carry the whistle
just
with you, man.
just say it. Sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, tigre, esto toma 3 horas en hacer este trabajo.
Yeah,
They bring it in, it's done in like 20 minutes. Then they park the car for another 2 hours.
that's what they do, bro.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, they're mechanics and they deserve it. They went. Some of them went to school for it, and a lot of them have.
Well, you're paying for not the job of what they can do. It's the knowledge
It's the
of
knowledge. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's
That's
like
what you're
everything
paying.
else. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how
Yeah.
to, build a brick wall.
Hmm.
It might take me, a really long time. But if I get someone to build a brick wall, it might take them, a couple hours.
Hmm.
And I can't be like, well, it only took you a couple hours. No, I got to pay for the job for what they did.
Yeah.
That's the value of it.
Hmm.
And I think that as a man, you know, I think that like us, we should take a lot of pride on things that we can do or like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
that
absolutely.
are mechanical, and
Yeah.
what I mean by mechanical, I mean like, being able to grab a hammer and hit a nail,
Hmm.
or, grab a
Yeah,
wrench
just to,
and you know what
at
to
least
do
basic
with. You know
stuff.
what I'm saying?
At least
At least
basic
the
stuff.
basic. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to know, man.
yeah.
You know, I'll be straight up. I cannot stand a man that does not know how to do any of the basic stuff that I
Hmm.
believe as a
Yeah.
man that a man should know. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
no, no, yeah.
do an oil change to your car,
Hmm.
or, I don't care if you work in an office, but you should have at least common sense or the basic knowledge
Yeah.
to know how to do these things. Uh,
At least to survive enough, to take it to the mechanic.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
At least change a friggin' tire. You
or
know what I
change a
mean?
tire, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
That if I come out you and I tell you that, the transmission that's in the trunk, it's broken, you're not gonna be like, oh, for real? You're like, wait a minute, there's no transmission in the trunk. What are you talking about? That
Wait,
type of
there isn't.
common sense, you know what I'm saying? Una transmisión, que tú le digas a alguien que tiene una
There's
transmisión
no
en el
there's no
trunk.
transmission in the trunk.
Oh, what do you mean? I thought there was a transmission in the trunk always. you know, and
Yeah,
it is very important, man. As men, you know what I'm saying, that um you are useful.
yeah, exactly. Well,
No
you got to
diaper.
know how to survive, man.
Yeah,
Not only that, man. If you get stuck in the highway, you know, you got your family with you, man. You got to know how to do something. At
yeah,
least try. At least try. I give you that. If you try, you're good. Because I'm like I said, I'm not into a lot of that stuff, but that doesn't mean I'm afraid to do it, right?
yeah,
I'm not, but then there's stuff that, listen, I'm just gonna pay for it, man, because I'm not even gonna, because if I do it, I'm gonna mess it up even more, and then
yeah,
I'm gonna pay double, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. No,
I'm not, like one time, well, I'll give you an example. I pay to get my grass cut, man. That's not my thing, bro. I'm not gonna be out there in that hot sun, man, cutting this grass, right?
that's because
So I
you're
pay,
Puerto Rican.
yeah, I pay for it. If I have the
You
means to
guys
pay for, it, I'm
can't
gonna pay.
cut grass. You gotta let a Mexican or Guatemalan do it
Oh,
for you.
Guatemala, do
We
it.
do it good.
Yeah, you guys are the Navy SEALs of
We are.
landscaping.
Go ahead
So
with your story, sir. I just
at
had to
work, they
say
had
it.
asked me. At work, they had asked me one time to move this damn lawnmower. This big industrial lawnmower that the
Mm,
kids that are doing like community service use.
yeah.
And I was like, I
Mm.
ain't touching that. And they're looking at me like, what do you mean? I was like, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. If I touch that and word gets to my wife that I touched that lawnmower,
I'm gonna be sleeping on the couch
I'm gonna be sleeping on the couch and cutting the grass at home.
for the
And I
next
paid
month.
somebody. I am not touching that lawnmower. They were like, "Are you serious?"
Freaking
I was like,
hilarious.
"I'm dead serious. I ain't touching. You're trying to set me up, man. I'm good."
And they were
Uh,
gonna record you, then send a secret video to your wife,
yeah,
and this
hell
old
yeah.
man
I was
pushing
like
a lawnmower.
pushing and
Dime,
sweating.
papi, tú no dijiste que tú no sabías hacer eso.
Yeah, taking lemonade breaks and shit. Uh,
You're a smart
um,
man, Jose.
oh, absolutely. Come on, bro.
Uh,
I'm not touching that damn lawnmower, man.
that's
But you
funny.
are right though, man. You are right that some people they have to learn at least the basics, man. Like like
You
the oil
have to, man.
changes,
You gotta know the
changing the
basics,
tire,
man.
changing the friggin' battery, the
Mhm.
spark plugs, basic stuff, basic knowledge that'll get you by. That if you don't know these things, you could at least get it ready to push it to somebody who knows what they're doing, you
Yeah.
know. I got stuck one time, man, going this is years ago, man. I got stuck on the New Jersey Turnpike
Mhm.
with Steph, Nana when she was younger, and Bevel. We were going to Sesame Street theme park in
Okay.
Pennsylvania, and I got
Mhm.
stuck on the highway, man. And I'm like, what the heck? And smoke coming out of that hood, man. I was like, man, what the hell, bro? So I popped the hood, man, and I'm like, damn, man, something's going on here, right?
Mhm.
So I'm looking. I had no, let me tell you, man, no knowledge of what the hell I was looking at, really. But I did
Mm.
find where it was coming from. the tiniest holes you can friggin' imagine.
It happens, yeah.
The tiniest hole, man. And I'm looking at it and I see it leaking. It so I go ahead and squeeze it a little bit and I see the slit on it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh man, it's this thing. It has to be.
Mm.
So what did I do, man? Listen, I MacGyvered the hell out of that shit, bro. I, I took nail clippers, man, and I clipped it enough to where it was long enough to get rid of that bad end
Yeah.
and reconnect it. And that was it, man. But it took forever, man. I was
Well,
like,
see, but at least you had, you know, you ask yourself, "What can I do to fix it?" You know what I'm saying?
I had
You
to get
didn't
off the
feel like
highway.
yeah, I mean, you didn't feel like, "Oh my god, what do I do now?" You know, like, "Oh my
Hmm.
god, who do I call?" No,
Hmm.
you found a way.
Yeah, figured
You
it
know what I'm
out.
saying? And I think that as men, we're
Hmm.
supposed to figure shit out.
Yeah, we have to.
You know what I'm saying? You have to
Yeah,
figure it out.
yeah, yeah.
That's what we do. You
Or
know what I'm
let's backtrack. Or whoever is the head of household.
saying? Imagine your wife comes out and be like, "Step aside, honey. I got this." Throws him some gloves. She don't want to ruin her nails, and I think you deserve a smack after that. After she's done fixing the car.
Listen, bro. Yo, Steph.
Ah,
Sometimes, man, she sometimes I have to be like, hey, you gotta be quiet, man, because you're about to get me into a fight. But they cut us off. I'm like,
mhm.
okay, it's okay. Just let them go. No. I'm like, what do you mean, no? Are you gonna fight? Because it ain't you.
She'll be like, Jose, go to the back seat, start stretching.
Yeah. I'm like,
It's just
oh
about it
my
pop.
man, she began me. I'm like, I'm looking at her, I'm like, are you serious right now? I'm like, just stop.
Yeah, it's
Stop.
crazy. That's the worst thing, man. When you have a female passenger, right? And they have a lot of road rage,
Hmm.
and they be flagrant people, and they
That's
they
yo,
yell
that's
at
her.
them. You're like, well, I mean, I'm the one that's gonna have to get out of the car. You just
Exactly.
know it.
I
You
guess
know it,
that's a
man.
I guess that's a compliment to you because or to us because they know that okay, yeah, they're talking all that crap, right? And they know that
Mm.
if shit pops off, you're gonna all right. I'm gonna have to even if I
You
get my
you you
ass
have
whooped here,
to. You have no
you're
choice.
gonna step up.
Yeah. I got a
Just don't,
story though. I got a story. So Daniel's mom, right? Um, I was on Warwick Avenue, and I was on the motorcycle, and I was at a red light, and this girl. I was on the left side. It was two lanes. I was on the left side at a red light. Soon as the light turned green, this girl went in front of me. Like, this is the motorcycle, right?
Mhm,
She's behind me. She went whop right in front of me, right? And cut me off. She went to the wrong side of the road just to cut me off. And then I took off. And at the moment I reacted to it, I shouldn't have, but I reacted. So I
mhm,
I chased her, and once I chased her, I went in front of her and I braked on the motorcycle. Meanwhile, she was behind me, right? So she's
mhm.
seeing everything happen. And the girl just went boom, and I braked, you know what I'm saying? And then we just kept on going. Yo, my man, I never been turned on more than that time. I was like, yo, his mom pulled over right next to the girl, started cursing the shit out of her, and be like, yo, that's my husband. You just did. Y la tipa estaba así, yo. And she's like, rah, rah. Yeah, I was like, I'm in the motorcycle at a red light. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, she
Oh,
had my back, bro. She had my
that's
back.
good.
Yeah, she
That's
had my
good, man.
back, man. So that was like, that's one of those times, where
Mhm.
most of the time it's them that, they're gonna get you into a fight because they road rage a lot when they're driving.
Oh yeah.
But that time right there, that was a hell of an experience for me, man, because I actually had to tell her, I was like, yo, chill out, let her go. You know what I'm saying? It's all right, I'm
Yeah.
here, you know what I'm saying? But
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
she literally was gonna handle the business with that girl,
It's okay, baby. Stop. Good girl.
yeah.
Good girl.
Yeah, that was definitely it was pretty good, man. It felt good, knowing that most of the time if we feel like, as a man, we have to be the protector, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah,
And we're
yeah.
the ones that have to step up, make sure
Mhm.
our families, our significant others are okay, and nobody disrespect them. Even if there is their fault, we
Yeah.
still have to step up because there ain't no other choice. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Do we
protect
really?
yours. Yes. There's no, yeah, you have to, man. I mean, even if you,
Unfortunately, it's like then you got some men that are like, but you remember that shooter in the movie theater that one time. I guess they were watching.
I
I
mean,
think it
there's
was a
so many,
Batman
but go
movie. Yeah, but it was in a movie theater in Arizona, I think it was.
ahead.
And he just went inside the movie theater and just started shooting up everybody inside.
Okay.
There was a guy. I'm not laughing because that's funny, but I'm laughing because of the guy's actions. The guy left his date and took off, bro. It
Yeah.
was it was I think it was like an anniversary. It was like an
Uh-huh.
anniversary date or something like that. He was gonna propose to her and everything. Then that happened, and he just. I wonder if they're married right now, huh? I wonder
Okay.
if they're.
I don't
I
know.
wonder if they're
Listen,
married,
if
like
your man, if
with
your man leaves
stipulations.
you behind while both of you are in trouble, don't marry that man. Don't
But
marry
think
that
about that. If she said yes, you pretty much got free will to do anything you want in that whole relationship
man. That's
because
crazy.
she will hold it against you for the rest
The
of
rest
your
of it, I
life.
mean,
Huh?
that's
That
for sure.
you there's somebody there threatening your life and you just like just disappear, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nowadays, man, with like, in social media, bro, you see so much of that stuff like, um, uh, like it happens a lot, like, in third world countries where, there's a couple, that are like walking together and they're about to
Mhm,
get robbed,
mhm.
and always the man takes off, takes off.
Dips.
Yeah, that reminds me. I saw a video not too long ago, right? These two
Uh,
dudes came off the motorcycle. There was a couple walking. Two dudes came off the motorcycle. I didn't see no gun. It looked like he was pointing something, but it didn't look like a gun. I was like, it must have been fake. You know what I'm saying? The video was real though, because it was
yeah,
a
yeah.
security camera, but the gun looked fake, or whatever he had was fake. And dude took off running, right? One of the robbers, snatched the purse out of the woman, and when they realized that the dude took off running, bro, they felt bad for the girl. He
Oh
taps
my.
her and gives her the purse back, and they start pointing at it.
They stuck.
Bro, they felt bad for the woman, man. So,
Turn
those things,
from a
man,
robbery to an assault and
I
battery.
don't tolerate, man. Yeah, I'm little, you know what I'm saying? I'm short, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That doesn't define how,
yeah.
that doesn't define my heart. Just I don't know, man. Just I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's our job as men to protect,
Yeah.
and it's our job,
Mhm,
to be protectors, providers,
mhm,
and just take care of business, man.
mhm.
Just take care of business.
It's
Like,
just like I tell my son, man, it's protect, provide, love. Not
yeah, yeah,
necessarily in that order,
yeah,
but I tell my
we
son,
have
man, just
to.
make
Yeah.
sure, you as long as you're following those 3 rules, man, you'll be all right, man.
You'll be all right.
And
You'll be well appreciated by
and learn
your
and
significant other.
especially learn how to be useful and go to the pick and pool. I always tell them.
Hey, let me tell you a story. Angelica's my witness, my daughter.
Go to the pick and pool.
One day, I went to Pick and Pool. I love that place. I went to Pick and Pool, and I took Daniel with me.
Mm.
And I always got to talk about my son because I'm in love with
Yeah,
that
yeah,
little man. You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
I would
Um,
I would hope so.
uh, that's like my main crush right there.
Yeah.
Um, so I took him to the Pick and Pool, and thank God I took my daughter with me, Angelica.
Mhm.
And where he's so excited. I'm telling him what we're gonna do. Unfortunately, he couldn't get in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
too small, right?
Yeah, he's too little. So
Mhm.
I don't blame their policies, because it
Mhm.
is dangerous and there's a lot of
Yeah.
sharp stuff like that. But he was looking forward, bro. He was looking
Mm.
forward. So what
Mm.
I did was that I opened the trunk, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And I had my daughter Angelica sit with him,
Mhm.
you
And
know,
just wait.
like in the parking lot, waiting for me, and they could see, like, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
in the junkyard what was happening. But those are things that we have to do as men. You know, we got to
Yeah.
teach our boys how to, get their hands dirty. You know, I mean,
Did
if you
they
have
when
what
you came out, did your son say, I'm a little confused, Dad. Uh if they say that is I'm too small, why did you go in?
I
I'm
told them,
I'm just
he
confused
didn't say
of
that.
their
He didn't.
policy.
He didn't say that, but I would have been like, son,
Very nice.
I have a beard. You don't. When you grow a beard, then you can come in. No, and that was last summer. Yeah, and he still remembers. You ask him about it, he remembers
Well, he should be of
everything
height
that
now,
happened. You know what
right?
I'm saying? Huh?
He should already be able to go in now, right?
No, no, no. No, I think you got to be like 13 years old to get into a junkyard.
Did you tell him, hey man, listen, man, I'm half
He's
Puerto
just little.
Rican, half Guatemalan. I can pick and pull the shit out of this whole yard right now if you let me.
Yeah, I was like,
I will
now,
revise your policy and show you what little people can do.
it's just
No,
funny, bro.
yeah,
But but anyways, man,
that's
that's
good,
pretty
man.
much what's happening,
Oh
bro.
my,
That's
my week wasn't as exciting as yours. I did teach a law awareness class to a bunch of juveniles who did not want to be there.
Está
Yeah.
bueno eso.
Oh no, it's not. It's not bueno, man. I was like, oh, geez. It's just something new I'm trying at work. Well, other than that, it wasn't
Wait, those
exciting as
juveniles are already in jail?
no, no. They were. They either got arrested or got in trouble, had to go to court, and that was their sentencing. It was almost like a community service.
Mhm,
you know so if
mhm.
you're not going to be sentenced to community service or jail or anything like that, then you have to take classes,
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
Like driving classes or anger management,
Mm,
in this case is law awareness.
I've been there.
Who hasn't?
I was falsely accused. The judge said, "I think you get anger problems." I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to prove a point."
The fuck are you talking
6
about?
weeks,
Point in case.
and you have to pay for it. Ah, that's in the old days, though. That was like in
Yeah,
1998 when things were
those
still
are
black and white.
according to our kids.
Like, Dad, how did you do this with our phone?
Yeah,
Like,
a lighter. Turn on the lighter.
I'm telling you, man.
uh,
But that's
so yeah,
good, man.
yeah, no, it was okay. It's something new I'm trying.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, kids disinterested. It's like you're like forcing a topic. You know what I mean? And the
Mm,
thing is that it's only like one. It's what some of them. I think it's like one class they have to take.
mhm.
So you're not gonna change anybody in one day, man. Unless you're like, you know, I don't know, the cult member or the cult leader that's running the cult for the solar eclipse of 2024, that you can convince somebody from one day to the other to change your ideology. It's not gonna,
Yeah.
they're just
Mhm.
forced.
They just for this. I think also, but you know what though? I think that whenever you have the opportunity to talk to people, I think that you should always find ways that after you're done talking, they're gonna be thinking of what
Yeah,
you say.
yeah.
Because you could be
Some.
a great speaker, you could
Hmm.
talk and talk and talk, but if
Yeah.
you don't make people think,
Mhm.
then all the talking you did is
Yeah.
worthless. So
Yeah.
always keep this in mind. Whenever you talk,
Hmm.
make
Hmm.
sure that you penetrate to people, that after people leave,
Well,
they're
these are
still
teens I
thinking.
cannot penetrate. That's
You
illegal.
can, man. They could be broke. They trust me. They could be broken. You can be broken. So always, your goal should always be to make people
No, no,
think.
absolutely. No, you're
You know
right.
what
You're
I'm
right.
saying?
You're right.
And
It's something new I'm
I know it's
trying.
it's it's complicated with teenagers, But I think that if you make them feel important,
Mhm.
right,
Yeah.
uh, you got their attention. You
Mhm.
know, I think one of the things that I learned in psychology is that, you know, you want people to listen to you. You make them feel like you're interested
Yeah.
in whatever they, who they are, in what they are, or what their
Yeah.
thoughts are. So it's always about them. You
Yeah.
get people's
And
attention when you
a
do that.
lot of these kids that well, the ones in this class, it's like they're like first timers, you
Mm,
know. But the class is basically just to deter them from continuing
mm.
getting in trouble.
You get in trouble, yeah.
So this is it starts here,
That sounds like a very interesting
and
class.
then next is
Hmm.
possible jail time.
Hmm.
Next is possible program. From there on.
Hmm.
Not necessarily in that order, but um, yeah, it's just a deterrence. Um, a lot of females.
Really?
Yeah, man. 15, 16, 17. I was like, jeez, there was only two guys in the class, man. The rest were females fighting. I was like, oh, okay,
Wow.
let's do this. I was like, wow. But yeah, for some reason, man, I don't know. But I guess it comes in cycles, man. There
Yeah.
comes a time where it's all the guys, and then there's, you know, younger,
Hmm.
12, 15, but then, yeah. But
Well,
it was interesting nonetheless. Not as interesting as the pick and pool, but it was
mhm.
interesting.
Now, is this something you're going to be doing often, or it was
Yeah,
just a
it's
one-time
supposed to
thing?
be the first Tuesday of every month, I think it is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, because there's other classes, you know, throughout the
Yeah.
week, but I only took over this one
Okay.
class. Yeah, yeah. But we'll see how it goes, man. And if it's not something I like, then I'll just move on.
Yeah.
On to the next.
Yeah. I think that,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. I I think that, from whatever whatever you teach, what I'm saying. If you could help, let's say there's 10 kids, right? If you could help one kid,
Mm,
change,
yeah.
you're already making a,
Yeah.
a hell of a
Progress.
difference, a progress. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So
But you know how it is, man. You got
yeah, yeah,
kids that
it's tough.
we've been at that age, man.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
you think you know everything, and you
you
think that
yeah, I
whatever
know how
you
to
ask,
change the tire. I know how
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
that coil thing that problem that you had, just go ask a
Mhm.
17-year-old. Oh,
Yeah, no,
you got the solution.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. No,
they
I
know it
agree
all.
with that. It's hard, it's hard, but um, that's good, man. I'm glad you're doing that.
Yeah,
Um,
that and the
so
solar eclipse.
just uh, so we want to talk
I
a little
actually I
bit about.
actually got a I did got a message for a quote on a bunker. So I'll begin to that after this.
You got a yard over there in your house, man. Just start digging, bro.
I'm good with that, man. I am not buying no damn bunker, man.
Start digging.
Yeah.
Start digging. I think I was it like last year. I think this guy from Facebook, Mark, Mark Zuckerberg, whatever his last
Yeah,
name is.
Zuckerberg. Yeah.
Yeah, he was building a bunker in one of the islands in Hawaii. Which you don't blame them. I mean, I think if I had like
Why
millions,
Hawaii, bro? You could
huh?
have built that bunker in your backyard. You got to go fly out to Hawaii.
I mean, I
It's not a bunker. That's called a
who's going to
mansion.
attack Hawaii? Like
That's an
in a
underground
World
mansion.
War
That's not
Three.
a
You know
bunker.
what I'm saying? Who wants to attack Hawaii? You want to attack the main cities. If he lives in California, Florida, New York, those are like the targets. But anyways, yeah, he was building something down there, and I guess these people they think that if there was like a war to break out, what's the safest place to be? But cuando te toca, way. That's it, man. You could sleep on a banana and
It's
die.
your turn. It's your turn. Yeah,
You don't
exactly.
you don't need a nuke. You know what I'm saying to take away your life.
It's
A
your time to
freaking
go. It's your
banana
time
can
to
take
go,
away your
bro.
life. You know what I'm saying? You could choke on a column. You know what I'm saying? When your time,
Well, first of all,
uh,
you're supposed to
like
eat corn this way. not this way. You're gonna choke.
Bro, I never seen anybody eat corn that way, yo. They have problems if they eat it that way.
they, they're definitely gonna choke.
I seen people though. I seen people, like freaking chewing calamari and choking. So if a
Uh,
calamari can choke you, bro, corn eating corn the wrong way could kill you, bro. Then I'm not worried about a nuke or a world war, man. That's the least of
nah,
my
for what?
worries, man.
I tell people, man. I'm like, listen, man. You do with those who want to do with you. Those who don't shut them out. But
Hmm.
whenever they want to be around, let them be around. Let them have fun. Just live your life, man.
Yeah.
Just
Hmm.
worry about those who you need to worry about, and that's people at your house. Your wife, your kids, or if it's your kids. I mean, why worry about these things that you can't control, man? You know,
Hmm.
you can't control a damn solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, whatever the hell. Why are you going to worry about these ridiculous things, man?
Yeah.
So
No, I agree.
yeah, it's
No.
amazing, man. It's just
Yeah.
amazing.
It's
But
it's
yeah, man.
definitely it's definitely what I'm saying. I think it keeps bringing us back to this fear. I think I think our next show should be about that fear. What do you think?
Yeah, why not?
It's
And
it's
here's the
it,
thing: it's always you know, it's always the sixth grade dropout that
uh-huh.
somehow convinces people to do the craziest things, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as they they just get lost in the rabbit holes of conspiracy theories, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't, I it's always them. It's always the person who has the least education,
Mm-hmm.
or if not, they educate on certain subjects, and they just go to town with it, man.
Yeah.
They go down the rabbit hole,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, definitely.
I don't understand,
Yeah.
um, but then it goes hand in hand with the subjects that we had uh the last time with the social media and stuff like that. The awareness, knowing when, how, what subject to look for, what subject to um, investigate. Some people just, they grab something, man, and they just keep running with it, man. They just run, 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 and run. Then they go so far down that rabbit hole, man, that they don't even know how to get out. They do not know how to get out. They've gone so far down that rabbit hole, they forgot the entrance and they're looking for an exit, And by then it's already probably too late. you know. They've already convinced thousands, if not hundreds, of people to follow in their path. And, you know, again, they use the social media to you know, to expound on their thoughts and ideologies and whatnot. But some people, man, they just, I don't know, man. It's hard to explain. As much as we try to explain, it's hard to explain because we don't know what they're thinking. We don't know
Right.
where
Right.
they went wrong. We don't know when they started going down rabbit holes and whatnot. But they use our social media, all these platforms to get people to listen. But here's the thing: they'll have a million views, a million followers, and the thing is that you have maybe 50,000 that are following them, but the rest of them are just people like us wondering what the hell these yahoos are talking about. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
So either way, their platform is full. Either way, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have people listening. Either way, they're gonna have, whether it's negative or positive, they're gonna have an audience.
Right. Right.
They're gonna have you and me listening because I'm interested. I'm like, what are they thinking? Like,
Mm-hmm.
where did this start? and then boom, 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 boom. But either way, they end up winning somehow.
Yeah.
And it's always these people, man, that you know they're in a dark room somewhere, isolated, you know, dropped out of high school, back in like '84 or some shit,
uh,
and they're just like, life sucks, and I'm gonna tell people how much life sucks.
mhm.
Right? Just negative, man. But
Yeah.
they somehow create this following. It's actually impressive if you really look at it.
Yeah.
It's weird. Um, this guy, what's his name? Alex Jones, the one,
Who's
the
that?
guy that the guy that was saying that Sandy Hook was a hoax. When the guy
Okay.
went in and shut up on that,
Mhm.
that those were all actors and stuff.
Mhm.
How, come on, man, don't use kids, man.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
don't don't use kids in these situations, man, that lost their lives to say that it was
mhm.
fake. You
Yeah.
know, that's just wrong. But like you said, man, we can definitely uh hit on this topic, man, so we can get a lot because I'm sure a lot of people have a lot to say about these topics: fear and fear mongers, and you know, end of days, and you know, apocalypse, end of days apocalypse, bunker preppers. I'm gonna I'm taking all the corn from all the Walmarts. You know,
The toilet paper, the paper toilet,
toilet paper, man. And yeah, hand sanitizer.
hand
You
sanitizer.
know, I have to get to the pick and pull and grab as much as I can before before it all shuts down.
uh, no, this has been a great podcast, man, and we
Yeah,
actually, we wanted to recap a little bit of what we talked about last
yeah.
week.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, we are running out of time. But as we say in our podcast, this podcast is organic as it comes. There's no editing, there's no uncut. And we just happen to fall in this conversation that we had today.
Hmm.
And I hope you
Yeah.
guys enjoyed it. I know I did, I had a good laugh, and I know Mr. Diaz did. But
Hmm.
definitely we have to talk about fear. I agree with you,
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a great subject. We'll probably put it together. Maybe next week we can talk about this, and our listeners can participate. Maybe they'll have their own questions, their own comments. We'll
Hmm.
definitely be looking forward for that. I think that will be a very very important topic to talk about.
Yeah. Absolutely. Definitely. We can definitely do that.
Yeah, and thank you guys for joining us. It has been a great, great podcast. We hope you
Yeah.
guys continue having a great night. Today is Saturday, May 13th.
Enjoy the rest of your
April,
night, folks.
April
Be
13th.
safe.
I say, go
April
ahead.
13th.
April
Enjoy
13th.
the rest of your evening, people. Be safe out there if you're going out. Know where your kids are at. Know what they're doing. Peace and love. And don't forget the Pick and Pull has sales going on now.
All right, you guys have a great night. This has been great. This is Zomer. I'm here with Mr. Diaz, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. We'll see you again next week. Thank
Peace
you.
and love. Very nice. Very
Puerto
nice.
Rico. All right, you guys.